He's a man who wrote the book on retirement. Actually, he's wrote 7 to help us all navigate our finances. Coach Pete of Capital Advisory Group returns. Coach Pete, welcome back. What is your process to coming up with these books?
I'm writing a new book, by the way. It's called The Book on Retirement. So I can always say I wrote the book on retirement.
That's why I always think of you, because I know you're writing this book on retirement. So what is your process when coming up with book ideas? I'm
reverse order of most people. And so Steve Forbes and I wrote a book years ago, and he said, you know, he usually comes up with a bunch of notes, and then he writes it, and then they come up with a cover and a title. I usually come up with a title, I come up with a cover, and then I make a book around it.
Oh, I love that.
So anytime I'm anywhere, like flying or whatever, and I come up with an idea, I write it down, and then I build a chapter around it.
I feel like you get creative first, and then the rest kind of comes.
Kind of silly like that, because if I don't feel creative, I'm not doing it. So I have to feel like I'm accomplishing something. So not just writing up there's a movie with Chevy Chase, and he goes up to Maine. It's called Funny Farm, and he's going up there to write a book during the summer, and he's got his typewriter, and he just sits in front of it, and he can't think of anything, because that's what happens when you try to write a book that way. It has to come to you. You can't sit there and make it come to you.
Do you ever get writer's block?
Yeah, that's what he had. But for me, every now and then, if I'm out of my element, or I'm trying to come up with the topics that I haven't thought through good enough, you just sit there with a blank sheet.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. So what are some of the things that get those creative juices flowing for you?
Well, one of the things that inspires me is we have a national radio show, and we talk to people, like hundreds of people a month, and everyone's different, but everyone's the same. But when people start asking the same questions and they can't find the answers, then I go on the journey to find those answers and put them in writing for them.
What's been your favorite book thus far?
My favorite one is my very first book, The Financial Safari. And that's just because we named our radio show after that, our first radio show. And then I used to speak in like 13 different states. And the name of that speaking engagement was Financial Safari. But my best book, and it's my last book, it's called The 7 Baby Steps. And people love that book.
And it's really easy to read. I think you make it super easy for people to digest. And I think that's very important when learning about finances, because money is challenging to understand, or it can be.
Well, let's be honest. The financial world is not something everyone wants to even participate in or understand, or people are confused by it. So I try to make it easy, because one thing, when you watch some people on TV or whatever, financial world people, they're using gigantic words. They're trying to intimidate you, make it look like they know more than you do. It really comes down to 2 things. You have risk and you have safety. Well, really 3 things. You need money.
Yes.
So you need to have your money divided the right way, and as we get older, we need to make sure we have a total retirement plan, which will give us a lifetime income we can never outlive. Because companies don't give us pensions anymore for the most part. So you have your 401ks, your 403bs, your thrift savings plans. You put your own money in, and if you're lucky enough, your company sometimes matches some of that. But when we get over 52, we need to start saying, gosh, I've got this big lump sum that I've put aside. How am I going to make sure to translate what that lump sum is going to be for a lifetime income? And that's what we spend a lot of time talking about with people, and that's what I'm writing about the book on retirement, is help people translate what these lump sums you have can translate to as far as a comfortable and successful and guaranteed lifetime income you can never outlive. We call it a financial fill-up strategy. And I'm going to give 10 of these coupons I have, these golden tickets away for a $1,000 value to put your own plan together in a minute. But I'm sure you have another question or two for me, don't you?
Yeah, so when can we expect this book on retirement to come out and we can get our hands on it?
It's supposed to be 2019.
2019, we're in 2021, Coach Pete.
Thomas, my producer's with me. I've been trying to write it, and I had it done, but I looked at it and I said, I don't like it. This doesn't feel good enough, so we're redoing it now. So we're adding some stuff to it.
We'll expect that soon, but if we want to get our hands on the rest of your books, how can we do so?
All right, so I'm going to give that golden ticket away to the next 10 people to call. I've got 7 books, like I said. I'm going to let you pick 3 of them. As long as you read those 3, I'll give you the next 4. Okay, so what good is it to somebody give you 7 books if you're not going to read any of them? So I'll give you 3.
Okay.
And you can tell me if you like them or not. I've also got, I have my own wine, by the way. So if you're
I just had it. It's delicious.
I'll give you a bottle of my income stream wine, which is a Napa wine. It's a Napa Red.
It's so good.
When you come in. So we'll put together for you your very own total retirement plan. We'll celebrate by giving you a bottle of wine and your books. And I've got a DVD series on your 401k that'll help you break down and understand the 401k. We want to make it easy and comfortable. We're not here to bite. I've been doing this for 29 years, never had a complaint for a reason, because we make sure people are educated and entertained and not feel like they're being taken advantage of.
You're the man, Coach Pete. All right, if anybody is interested in getting your books or a free consultation to take a look at your current retirement investments and if you will be able to achieve your goals, be sure to text CBS 17 to 21000 or call 888-919-9001 to set up an appointment. Thank you, Coach Pete.
You're welcome.